All right, guys, so I guess it was not recording when I was doing this and drawing, so I'm going to just go ahead and talk you guys through what I have on here. If you guys ever need to just pause this when I'm talking to write, go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with this, where it wanted me to draw a rhombus and it wanted me to draw a rectangle. So I knew a rhombus was going to have the 4 equal sides, and then I knew a rectangle was going to have 2 sides that were the same, and these 2 sides were going to be the same as well. And then it said to draw diagonals, which I did, and measure their lengths. And so I recorded them. And when I measured them, these both were 2 inches. And then the same thing here is that these were also 1.5 inches. And then it said to look at the diagonals from the vertex to the intersection point of the diagonals. Using a crayon or marker, those are the ones that have the same length. And they all do have the same length just because of how I drew this. Sometimes if you draw this rhombus, they won't necessarily have that same length, but because I was drawing this the way that I did, these ones definitely do. So then we were talking about the properties that are shared by all the rhombuses. And we had that they are 4 equal straight sides. Their opposite sides are parallel. Their angles add up to 180 degrees, and their diagonals are perpendicular. That means that they are intersecting at that kind of almost like that right angle there, okay? So then we have my rectangles today. They have 4 straight sides. Remember, this is kind of the difference between these two, is one has equal sides. This one does not have equal sides. Not all 4 sides are the same. Their opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. So there's where that equal in length comes from, because these 2 are equal and then these 2 are equal. So they both do have parallel lines, but that's just kind of where that difference is. They have 4 right angles, okay? Now, our rhombus can have 4 right angles, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And then it does say that their diagonals are equal, which they are, and they bisect each other. So that just means that they intersect right there, but they are not perpendicular because they don't make that perfect 90-degree angle. Okay, then this next one, and this is where I kind of noticed it wasn't recording correctly. It says, when can a trapezoid also be called a rhombus? And a trapezoid can be a rhombus when all 4 sides are equal in length. Okay, so a trapezoid can also be a rhombus when all 4 sides are the same. Then it says, when can a parallelogram also be called a rectangle? And it says a parallelogram, or we can say a parallelogram, can also be a rectangle when there are 4 90-degree angles. Okay. Then the next one is, when can a quadrilateral also be called a rhombus? So a quadrilateral can also be a rhombus when all 4 sides are equal in length. Okay, so there are a lot of shapes that we can also kind of talk about what it is, because there are times that you hear that about the square and the rectangle kind of being able to be interchangeable, and we will discuss that later at length.